Hello, you who are listening. In this life, have you ever felt like you're on a non-stop treadmill? We are so busy searching for success and happiness out there, that we forget the most precious thing lies deep within ourselves. And when a series of traumas accumulate, when our hearts get tired, we need a journey. A journey back home, to listen, to understand, and to heal. This journey doesn't promise to be easy, but I believe it will bring you true peace and strength. Let's begin the journey to healing your soul, finding inner peace within yourself. The power of silence. There are times when the world around us is just too noisy. The blare of horns, the ring of phones, arguments, and even the judgmental voices in our own heads. This chaos prevents us from hearing our own hearts. And that's when we need to find silence. Silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's a state of mind where all external noise and internal chaotic thoughts settle down. When we become still, we start to notice the small things, things that have always existed but we never paid attention to. A cool breeze, a warm ray of light, a deep breath. In silence, we begin to converse with ourselves. We are no longer distracted by the goals and expectations of others. We start to ask, what do I truly want? How do I truly feel? These questions may initially make us feel lost, but they are the key to unlocking the door to self-understanding. Silence helps us heal. Wounds, sorrows, and disappointments don't disappear overnight. They need time and space to be acknowledged and accepted. When we allow ourselves to be silent, we create a safe space for those emotions to emerge and release without having to fight them off. Silence is also a way to recharge our energy. Just as a phone needs to be charged, our souls need moments of stillness to recover. Take 5 minutes each day to simply sit still, close your eyes, and listen to your own breath. Gradually, you will feel peace growing from within. Healing soul wounds. In this life, everyone carries scars. Some are from careless words, from betrayal, or from unfulfilled expectations. These aren't physical wounds, but they hurt more deeply and take longer to heal. To heal, the first thing we need to do is acknowledge the existence of the wound. Don't try to hide it, don't deny the pain. Be brave enough to face it. Pain is a part of the growth process. It's like a teacher, giving us valuable lessons about trust, strength, and compassion. When you face your pain, you are allowing yourself to learn. Learn to let go. Let go of resentment, anger, and burdens that aren't yours to carry. This doesn't mean you forget, but that you free yourself from the chains of the past. Letting go is also a form of forgiveness, forgiving others, and more importantly, forgiving yourself for having been hurt. One of the most powerful ways to heal is through connection. Find people you trust, who can listen to you without judgment. Sharing your feelings is a way to release the pain. You'll realize you are not alone, and many others are on a similar path. Take time to care for yourself. A good night's sleep, a healthy meal, a favorite song, or simply a walk in the park. These small actions are how you show yourself compassion, how you tell your heart, you deserve to be loved. Letting go and rebirth. We often cling to old things, relationships that have ended, unfulfilled expectations, words that have hurt us. This clinging is like trying to hold on to sand in the palm of your hand. The harder you try to hold on, the more the sand slips away, leaving an empty hand. Letting go is not giving up. It is the art of liberation. When you let go, you don't lose what you had, you make room for new and better things to enter your life. Rebirth begins with letting go. When you let go of the past, you create an empty space. This space isn't meaningless emptiness, it's fertile ground for new seeds to sprout. Seeds of peace, seeds of freedom, seeds of self-love. Learn to say goodbye. Goodbye to fears, to prejudices, and to habits that no longer serve your growth. Every goodbye is a brave step forward. Rebirth is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a conscious choice every day. A choice to live fully in the present, a choice to believe in yourself, and a choice to open your heart to new things. When you allow yourself to be reborn, you will discover a stronger, more confident, and hopeful version of yourself. The art of slow living. The world is spinning too fast. We rush from one place to another, rushing to eat, to work, to love, to live. We are afraid of being left behind, afraid of not keeping up with others. But this very rush makes us lose the most precious moments. Slow living is not about being lazy or falling behind. Slow living is an art, a conscious choice to cherish every moment of the present. When you live slowly, you allow yourself to enjoy a hot cup of tea, to watch a cloud float by, to listen to the birds sing. You no longer live in the past or worry about the future, but you live fully in this moment, right here. Learn to meditate. Meditation is not something too profound. It's simply sitting still, listening to your breath, and observing thoughts as they come and go. When you meditate, you are training your ability to focus, to let go, and to live slowly. Set boundaries. In a world of work and constant notifications, setting boundaries is incredibly important. Turn off your phone during meals, make time for family, for friends, and for yourself. Slow living is also how you lessen your burden. Instead of trying to do everything at once, focus on one single task and complete it with all your heart. When you do that, you not only achieve better results but also feel much more satisfied and peaceful. Finding yourself again. Sometimes, we feel lost in our own lives. We do what others expect, live by the standard society sets, and gradually lose our own identity. Finding yourself again is a journey of discovery. It's not about going somewhere far away, but about going deep inside your own soul. Start by listening to the small voices inside you. That voice might be a forgotten hobby, a hidden dream, or a desire to do something meaningful. Spend time alone. In those moments, you don't have to play a role for anyone else. You don't have to strain to please anyone. You can be yourself, with all your authenticity and vulnerability. Ask yourself, what truly makes me happy? What makes me feel meaningful? Sometimes, the answers aren't grand things, but the simplest and most intimate ones. Waking up early, a favorite song, a deep conversation. Finding yourself again is also about learning to accept. Accept your flaws, your mistakes, and your limitations. When you accept yourself completely, you will no longer feel the need to compare yourself to anyone else. Start a journal. Write down your thoughts, your feelings, and your dreams. A journal is a close friend, a safe place for you to explore and understand your inner world better. The value of gratitude. Sometimes, we focus so much on what we lack that we forget what we have. We complain about a job we don't like, about an imperfect relationship, and forget that millions of people out there are longing for the same things. Gratitude is not complacency. Gratitude is an attitude towards life. When you live with gratitude, you not only see the good things, but you also recognize the value in difficulties and challenges. Start with the smallest things. Be grateful for waking up in the morning, grateful for a delicious meal, grateful for a companion. When you practice gratitude, your mind will shift from a state of lack to a state of abundance. Gratitude is also a way to heal emotional wounds. When you are grateful for the lessons learned from pain, you are turning that pain into strength. You will realize that because of the difficulties, you have gained the strength and maturity you have today. One of the most effective ways to practice gratitude is to write a journal. Every night before bed, write down 3 things you are grateful for from the day. These can be anything, from a phone call from a loved one to a warm ray of sunshine. Gradually, you will realize that your life is not as bad as you thought. The philosophy of inner happiness. We often define happiness by external things, a good job, a beautiful house, a perfect relationship. But true happiness is not a destination, it's a state of mind. Inner happiness doesn't depend on external conditions. It's a sense of peace, a sense of contentment that comes from within. You can be happy even when you are facing difficulties, because you know that those difficulties are temporary and you have enough strength to overcome them. Inner happiness is built on the foundation of acceptance. Accept what you cannot change and focus on what you can control. Instead of trying to change the world, change the way you see the world. Learn to live mindfully. Listen to your body, listen to your emotions, and listen to the needs of your soul. When you live mindfully, you will no longer be swept away by the desires and expectations of others. One of the most important philosophies of happiness is giving. When you give without expecting anything in return, you will receive great peace and joy. Happiness is not about accumulating, but about sharing. Stop comparing. Everyone's life is their own story. You cannot compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. Focus on your own journey, and you will find happiness in every step. Nurturing compassion. In the journey of healing, compassion is an incredibly powerful medicine. Compassion is not only for others, but first and foremost, it must be for ourselves. We are often too hard on ourselves. We criticize, we judge, and we blame ourselves for our mistakes. But remember, you are also a human being. You also have the right to be vulnerable, to make mistakes, and to learn. Treat yourself as you would a best friend. When your friend makes a mistake, you won't criticize them, you'll encourage and comfort them. So why don't you do the same for yourself? Compassion is also about understanding. Understanding the difficulties of others, their pain, and the stories behind every action. When you have compassion, you will no longer be quick to judge, but will see everything with a more tolerant and kind eye. Compassion is not a weakness. It's an inner strength, an ability to connect with others and with yourself on a deeper level. When you practice compassion, you are creating a safe space for both yourself and those around you. One of the ways to nurture compassion is to learn to listen. Listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. Take the time to listen to the stories of others, to understand the burdens they are carrying. The power of the present. We often live in the past or worry about the future. The past with its regrets and the future with its fears. Both do not exist, and they are just burdens on our shoulders. Our power lies in the present. The present is the only moment we can control. We cannot change the past, and we cannot predict the future. But we can choose how we live in this moment, right now. Focus on your breath. The breath is a thread that connects us to the present. When you feel anxious or afraid, stop, take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. This simple action will help you return to the present moment. Live mindfully. When you eat, focus on the flavor of the food. When you walk, focus on each step. When you talk, listen with all your heart. When you live mindfully, you won't miss the wonderful things happening around you. The power of the present is not just peace. It is also creativity, innovation, and growth. When you live in the present, you will no longer be bound by old prejudices and habits. You will have enough space to explore new things and create a better future. Rebirth every day. Healing is not a destination, but a journey. Every day, we have the opportunity to be reborn, to renew ourselves, and to become better people. Start the day with a positive affirmation. I am strong enough to overcome any difficulty. I am worthy of love and happiness. These affirmations will help you set a positive mood for the entire day. Make time for your hobbies. Draw, write, sing, play an instrument, anything that makes you feel happy and like yourself. These hobbies are how you nourish your soul and regenerate energy. Learn to love yourself. Self-love is not selfishness. It's a solid foundation for you to be able to love others. Take care of your body, listen to your needs, and forgive your mistakes. Connect with nature. Walk in the park, admire the trees, listen to the birds. Nature is a great teacher. It teaches us about patience, rebirth, and peace. Remember, every day is a gift. Live with all your fullness and gratitude. And believe that you are on the right path, a journey to finding peace and happiness within yourself. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, you are not alone. We are all on a path to healing and finding peace. I believe that with courage and perseverance, you will find a stronger, happier, and more peaceful version of yourself. Love yourself, trust the journey, and live life to the fullest. See you in the next Mindful Everyday videos.